The early reactions for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 are out and they are majorly positive. Hi and welcome to PCD Productions, and there are many critics in the world who have already seen Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. The movie actually comes out on May 5th, 2023, but there has been a special screening for all the big movie reviewers and critics. Now, I haven't seen the movie yet, but I can cover the things said by the critics who have watched the movie as of now. So Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, as the name suggests, is the third installment in the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise, and like the previous two movies, is written and directed by James Gunn. And the reactions as of now have been overwhelmingly positive. And apparently the movie is a roller coaster of emotions, as it will make you laugh during the funny scenes, make you hold your breath during the action, and make you sob like a baby during the emotional ones. And it's the main thing I've been hearing about this movie as of now, is that it is the most emotional one out of all the three. And apparently Rocket Raccoon is the emotional center of the movie, almost the main character you could say. Now personally, Rocket Raccoon has been my favorite member of the Guardians of the Galaxy team ever since the first movie came out in 2014. And I'm so glad to know that this movie is finally discovering and uncovering his origins and making him the emotional center of the movie. We have already seen the High Evolutionary in the promotional trailers put out for the movie, who is experimenting on different creatures and is the one who created Raccoon in the first place, who we think is the main villain of the movie, but the critics have kept the topic of the main antagonist ambiguous at best. So we don't know if he is actually the main antagonist or just another side one. And as you might have known by now that this movie is the finale to the Guardians franchise, and this is the last time we shall see the entire team together. And the critics suggest that you bring tissue papers for the final act of the movie, since this will be the last goodbye we ever say to them. This movie has the most emotional ending possible and is said to be a worthy conclusion to this franchise. Now, could this possibly mean death of one of our beloved characters? I don't know actually, since I haven't seen any spoilers related to that in particular. But possible theories aside though, apparently this movie solves many problems from phase 4 of the MCU, like the stories being emotionally lackluster, having too much jokes, and the VFX. And the VFX of this movie, as we can see from the trailers themselves, is back at the level of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 at the list, which is a good thing since phase 4 didn't have the best VFX. I've also seen a lot of praise for the cinematography of the film and the creative visuals. The visuals are apparently some of the best when it comes to Marvel standards. And some of the things I've heard about the plot of this movie is apparently the story does not matter that much in the grand scheme of things in the MCU, and the plot being more emotionally personal to the characters themselves, which I am completely fine with and in fact encourage it, since phase 4 of the MCU was already disconnected as it is. So I can't care any less about the continuity at this point. But hearing that the story makes up for it by being centered around the characters and giving them the emotional development like we've not seen before sounds like a great positive to me. Now, we definitely knew from a long time that Dave Bautista, who plays Drax in the movies, is going to leave the role of Drax after the third installment to flex more of his acting muscles, as he says, and play more emotional roles. But more recently, even Zoe Saldana, the actress who plays the role of the main female lead in the franchise as Gamora, has come out to say that she is leaving the franchise after this movie and instead wants some actress to replace her for playing the role. So we already know that Drax and Gamora, some of the main characters of this franchise, and the team members of the OG team are not going to come back in the future. Well, maybe Gamora with some replacement actress, but we don't have much information on that. But it will be very sad to say goodbye to these characters, as they have been absolute fan favorites from a long time. Now, that's all we know as of now in general, and I am unfortunately not one of those people who got to see the movie early. But as soon as we get to see the movie on May 5th, you can expect my review on it. So if you want to watch my review of the movie for when it finally comes out on May 5th for all of us to watch, then subscribe to the channel and click the bell notification icon to get notified when that video comes out. In the next 2 days, I shall also be covering the early critics screening for The Flash. Until then, you can watch my movie review for Evil Dead Rise or watch some interesting theories put out by you guys on the recent Godzilla X Kong teaser trailer. I've put both the links on your screen right now. So make sure to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.